We, on behalf of Father Navid, Seminarian Maurizio, and myself, we wish you a very, very blessed and holy Christmas. Now, having said that, I think it's safe to say that this is not the Christmas that we were all hoping for. It's just not the way we wanted it to be. We're here alone in a big empty church, well, except for the wonderful Dunn family who's singing for us and Linda Daler who's reading for us. We're all here alone, and you're at home watching rather than here with us in the church. We're not able to gather this year with family and friends the way we would love to do and the way that we normally do. And we look at our Christmas this year and we can think, this has got to be one of the strangest Christmases that has ever occurred. And I would suspect it is one of the strangest and maybe even one of the saddest Christmases that has occurred, at least in a long time. But you know, when we look back and we think about that very first Christmas, what was it like? What was that first Christmas like? Well, Mary and Joseph were forced to be away from their home and their friends that Christmas. We just heard in the gospel how Caesar Augustus had issued a decree, a census to be taken. And everyone had to go to the town where they were originally from in order to have the census taken. They left their own home, traveled about 100 kilometers to go back to Bethlehem, and there alone, Christmas came. They were unwanted when they got to Bethlehem. They went to house after house. Do you have a place where we can come in? Mary's about to have a baby. No room here. No room here. And then finally they had to accept that their child, who they knew was God made human, was to be born in a stable. Talk about sad Christmases. Here we have Mary and Joseph and this new baby who is God made flesh in a stable all alone. A sad Christmas. But whether Christmas is strange or what we call normal, whether we are alone or we are with others, whether we are at home or we are stuck far away from home, as probably many people are this year. They couldn't travel to come home. They're stuck far away. Christmas is still Christmas. Christmas is still about God reaching out to us, God coming to us, sharing in our lives, in order that we can share in the very depths and the very life of God. At Christmas, God becomes human so that humans can share in God's divinity. I hope you all received the letter that I sent out to all our parishioners last Sunday. And in that letter, I said that Christmas is more about the saving action of God than about the way we celebrate that love of God and that saving action of God. Not all Christmases have been amazing from our human point of view. There have been Christmases where the world has been at war. There have been Christmases where we've experienced sickness. There have been Christmases where families have experienced death. My own family has experienced that this Christmas. I think many of you are aware that I have a little niece who is very, very sick with cancer. Well, she died from her cancer on Monday, and her funeral mass, I celebrated her funeral mass this morning. Not all Christmases are great and wonderful. Sometimes Christmases can be difficult and painful and sad. But that doesn't change the fact that God still reaches out to us wherever we are. God came into the world in a stable, in a rinky-dink little town called Bethlehem. And God comes to us this Christmas wherever we are. Alone, at home, far away from home, sad, mourning, unemployed, tensions with others. Wherever we are right now, God comes to us. He comes down from his kingdom and he enters into the depths, into the reality of our human existence and shares himself with us. He comes and gives us himself no matter where we are. Because that's the amazing thing of Christmas. God comes to us. Usually we think about us going to God. We come to church. We say our prayers. We do good things in the name of God. But at Christmas, God comes to us. And he continues to come to us. This is what he does. Every time we celebrate Mass, he comes and makes himself present to us, just as he did at the stable, he does on our altars. God comes to us. That's the amazing part of Christmas. And he will come to us no matter where we are, no matter how we're feeling, no matter what our situation is. God comes to us. And in that, we rejoice. In that, we find hope. In that, we find peace. God comes to me and to my family, no matter what we're experiencing right now. And so, we are grateful. Even though it's not the Christmas the way we would like it to be. I wish we were all together here in this church, that it was packed full and filled with lots of little kids. Usually when I sit here in this chair to give my Christmas homily, as I've done for the last 15 or so years, I have 30 or 40 or 50 little children all in front of me, all excited because Santa Claus is coming, and they're hyped up on chocolate and hot chocolate and candy canes. And you know, usually I complain about all the noise afterwards. Oh, that was terrible, all the noise. I wish this year we had all that noise. But God still comes to us. I wish this year I was going tomorrow to my brother's house to have Christmas with him and his family and my parents, but that's not going to happen. But God still comes to us. I wish we didn't have this sickness in our world, but God still comes to us. That's what makes Christmas so special and amazing. And so, my dear friends, as on my last Christmas as your pastor, I pray that you will know God coming to you this Christmas. That you will experience his presence with you. And not just tonight or tomorrow, but every day. Because since Jesus was born in a stable, since God came and dwelt among us, he continues to make himself available to us wherever we are, whatever our experience, every day, every moment of every day. I really pray that you will know God's presence with you and respond to that presence and allow his presence to do great, great things in you. I wish you and your families a very blessed and a very, very holy Christmas. It's not the Christmas we want, but it's the Christmas where God reaches out to us. And how wonderful is that? Merry Christmas. God bless you. And may you today and always know that presence of